Welcome to some thoughts for harvest. A bowl of fruit, the abundance of the fields, riches grown, gathered, sold, bought, eaten. These things we give thanks for at the harvest time, but they are part of a bigger picture. They are part of the world in which we live and how we treat that world. Our environment, nature, creation. God, our creator and healer, we confess that we have sinned to have used your creation badly, not cherished it. We have lived selfishly. We haven't watched the balance of life. We have been greedy. We haven't shared earth's gifts. And our footprints are gentle. No, they're not. Our footprints are heavy. We damage things. We disturb things. Grant us grace to live for the world's healing, for our own healing. Bless the seasons of this year, but bless this harvest season, that all may be restored to your design. Amen. As we gather this morning, wherever we are, we think of the harvest past and present. We think of our own harvests in our lives, what has been sown, what has been reaped. We look at the pictures in the papers and on TV, and we see the pollution in the world, and we look at the way that we struggle to reduce our carbon footprint. And we are afraid. We are afraid to change, even though we know we must change, even though we know that we must redesign our lives in the world in which we live. So perhaps this prayer may be useful for us this morning. Be with me, God, in all the sea changes of my life. When I'm drifting in the doldrums, let me rest in you. Don't let me wear myself out with fear, straining at the oars of half-belief. When undercurrents of tradition irritate me and drag me off course, hold my hem firmly, your strong hand guiding me. When the squalls and storms of daily living threaten to capsize me, still me with your peace. When I am fearful in the fog bank of uncertainty, help me discern the way to go. When I wallow in the depth of discontent, sickened by my dissatisfaction with life, revive me with joy. When all the world is my world, when all the world is well, when all the world in which I live is the world in which I hope and pray for, as I skim the crest of faith, enjoying the exhilaration of your love, ride the waves with me so together we surf the seaboards of eternity. Amen, amen, amen. Let's go back to this bowl of fruit. An abundance. Well, we always think there's an abundance these days, don't we? We've grown used to it. We've grown used to supermarket shelves stocked with food. We've grown used to foods out of season. But think back not that long ago, when foods were seasonal, when strawberries arrived in a due time, when everything came in their season. Now we go to the supermarkets, it's always there. Everything is there, or so we hope and pray. Because there's been questions lately, hasn't there, about supply chains, about the shelf life of food, about the sustainability of what we eat and produce. There's been a shortage of petrol, and we've all seen what's happened there. Look back to the beginning of COVID, it was toilet rolls and other crazy things, and people seem to be fearful for themselves and for their futures, but not for those around them. So there's going to be a shortage of pears. So I think I better have one just in case. Ooh, I think I better have another. But I'll have it for myself because I want that. Perhaps just one more. And then, will I give it to somebody? No, I'll keep that just in case I need it. You know those bananas. I like bananas. I like them a lot. And how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 bananas. I could share these with someone, but do you know what? I'd miss them. I'd really miss these. So I think just in case I can't find any more, I better keep them. Apples. Now, I've always loved apples and the things you can do with them. The beauty of them, the joy of them, the smell of them. Look at the richness of them, the texture of it. That's a lovely apple. I'll have that for myself. The basket is getting a bit emptier. Others might take them before I need them. Others might take them before I can buy them, so I better get those now out of the way. I don't want to mess up. I don't want to mess up. I don't want to give up my fruit that I like and love so much. So I tell you what, I think that apple is mine. And I think also that pear is mine too. I don't need those 2 apples. I've got enough. Or have I? I'm not sure. Have I got enough in my own basket now? What about others? Oh, well, I was in the shop first, you know. I was there at the counter first. I've got those. I'll leave those for somebody else. Oh, I don't know. I think I better have it just in case. There we are. That's enough today. That one will be enough for others. They should have got up earlier. They should have come to the shop quicker. I don't know. Perhaps I do need it after all. I tell you, yes. And then the bowl is empty. Why? Because I was fearful. Because I was greedy. Because I didn't really need all that. Who needs all that wealth of God's creation for themselves? Who needs to store it? Because we know these things are temporary. If you don't eat the apple, it'll rot. If you don't eat the pear, it'll go brown and then black and shrivel. The bananas in their skins will go brown and black and start to smell. And all this creation that God made perfect, unless we use it wisely, will just rot away. This fruit is a symbol of that creation that God has given us. But there's more to it than just its beauty and all it contains. It's a symbol of our world and how we use it wisely. I didn't need to take all that fruit. I didn't need it. I can't eat all that in one go by myself. I have to share it. And that's the secret of the resources that God lays before us. Not to hoard it, just because we can. Not to rip it off the shelf because it's there. But to simply take what we need for now and let others have their share. The world is a big place and its resources are not abundant. We need to be careful how we harvest them, how we share them, how we give them. For indeed, one of the lessons of the harvest is, if others cannot afford, surely it is up for us to give and help them. Hence the food banks, hence the charity. They say charity begins at home. Well, let it certainly begin at home here with us, giving what we can, sharing what we can, helping where we can. So forgive us this day, O Lord, when we have been greedy and not shared. Forgive us this day, O Lord, when we've wasted and not cared. Forgive us this day, O Lord, where we've taken more than we have needed. Forgive us this day, O Lord, for all these gifts we have wasted. Amen. Give us clean hearts, O Lord, and a new vision for the future, that we may indeed use this harvest wisely, to care for our planet, to care for each other, to keep faith with God as God watches over us and provides us with his bounty. May we share that bounty with others. May this fruit be a symbol of the harvest. May we not gather it just for ourselves, but for what we can give to others as well. Amen. May the Lord of the harvest bless us and keep us. May the Lord of the harvest watch over us. May the Lord of the harvest help us to care for his world and care for each other. Amen.